Hello guys, welcome back, and let me introduce you to a brand new game called Pax Historia, which tries to embody the concept of running a game that heavily relies on alternative intelligence. Now, I have some mixed feelings about the concept, but it's probably worth checking out, so let us get right into it. I'm gonna sign in and then we can start looking at this game. Now this is a browser game just like Lines of Battle, and logging into it we can find ourselves at this page. Actually, let me show you the website address. It's paxhistoria.co, and this is the page that we see once we log in, and we are just going to try to find a game as soon as possible. Let's start a new scenario by choosing a preset, and as soon as this page loads we can actually find a bunch of different starting scenarios from which we should be able to choose from and have our little campaign. What are we feeling like? I think that we could probably try having something that is related to Lines of Battle somewhat. So let's find, not this one, but let's find a Napoleonic or a Victorian era, just like this one. So let's open this, and we can find some information about these preset, like how many times has it been played, or the description of this preset, which I probably will call a mod at some point for some reason. That's on me. Some comments and so forth and so forth, but let's just get into playing this right now. And we are going to play as the French, play as France, choose the world difficulty, and we are going to run on the normal calculating quality. We could choose other models. Ooh, okay, I haven't seen this area yet, but you can pick out whichever AI model do you want to be involved with simulating the events of your campaign. I don't really care about which one will it choose, so I will just not select either of them. And yeah, you can see that it is actually, it's somewhat a purchase locked game. I mean, if you want to play a lot, then you definitely do have to spend money on the game, but you have some daily login bonuses, a starting bonus when you register, and such we start out with $1.02 as our starting budget, and we are going to make some use of that. It should be enough for the very least a couple turn of fun. Now looking around the map, as we zoom out, we should be able to tell if we have a flat or a global map. It looks like a flat map, but we should be able to go to map settings and get ourselves a nice little globe, because everyone likes that. And as our globe renders, we can now enjoy our 3D experience. And this is about where the trivial stuff seems to end. I mean, the borders are not exactly to my liking. They look very rigid. Sometimes they ignore the coastline, as you can see. But I guess we can turn a blind eye on that as long as the gameplay is fun. But so, is the gameplay fun? How do you play this game, and what goals do you have? Well, you play as the spirit of a nation, I would say. You aren't tied to any ruler, but you are tied to your nation. Somewhere there should be an advisor tab. Let me find it. Oh yeah, in the bottom right corner, I believe. Yeah, we have the advisors over here. Now it's loading game data, but we could actually ask them about our questions, and they could give us some advices, some tips, which could mimic a roleplay experience, although it will not be perfect. But let's just ask our advisor about what strategic goals should we keep in mind in this campaign. And now the AI is thinking, and soon we will get a result. And there we have it, we have our response. So on this day, January 1st, 1836, France stands at a crucial conjuncture. Yeah, and then we can read about all these informations, like how we should try to secure the throne, pacify in North Africa. Oh. Okay, the 3D map could be a little funny sometimes, so let's just switch back to 2D map. It's an amazing showcase of this game, I know. Where are we? Are we inside the globe or some? No, we are in the. Where are we? Okay, let me find ourselves, and then we can actually start doing some productive stuff. Okay, we are in Africa. Can I turn the map around? I mean, it could be a fun experience to play with the map looking like this. Actually, I don't think so. This looks like a mess. Let me go back to 3D map and hope that we could actually rotate the Earth this way, you know. Maybe. Oh, look at that. Ooh, it looks okay now suddenly. Okay, let's go back real quick before it gets any worse. And there we have it. We are back to our normal state of the world. So yeah, we should aim out at specifying North Africa and managing the great powers, as Britain remains our key rival, and the advisor tells us that we should focus on diplomacy, either containing Austrian influence or cultivating growing tensions within the Ottoman sphere, such as in Egypt. And it also tells us that our long-term ambitions should be to stop the rise of Prussia and to expand our colonies. Okay, we have heard our advisors. I will not ask any further questions from them. And now we might want to learn how can we make our decisions in this game. So, looking back to what our advisor said, it told us to contain Austrian influence. So, how about we start a diplomatic chat, and I will start a new chat with, let's say, we would want to talk to the Kingdom of Sardinia Piedmont. So let's type in Sardinia, and we shall create a chat with this one country. Now, historically, the Savoy Transfer, or however the treaty was called, was made in return of French help in the Italian unification wars. We don't have those yet, so maybe I wouldn't want to start with asking for that deal straight ahead. Maybe I would just want to align their administration with mine. So let's just greet them by saying greetings, and then we will offer some military cooperations in return for diplomatic alignment. And there we go, I have written this text together, and now we shall send it to the AI. I wasn't too formal, but the AI doesn't really care that much, so it's going to be fine. And we already have a response. We appreciate this generous offer of military support from France. To formalize such a vital alignment, we must understand the precise nature and extent of the military support proposed. And if I click on this, I might just be able to hear the message.
We appreciate this generous offer of military support
Yeah,
from France.
we have an
To
AI
formalize
voice
such a vital
reading the
diplomatic
message
alignment,
out
We must
loud.
understand the precise nature and extent of the military
I will
support
stop this
proposed.
though because I have just read it and
We appreciate
oh
this
fuck. As you can see, I was very brief in my message, and of course the AI wants me to specify what I meant by this. So let's just say that we would offer joint military exercises. How about that? And the AI actually acts with great integrity which is quite respectable. However, I would now want to make a big offer to them, even if we come out as worse, because I want to show you how you have to act on promises that you made, or how not to act on them. So now I will just completely U-turn on what I was previously saying, and I will promise help in an Italian unification war later on, something like that. And this probably should be enough. And once again, the AI wants us to further specify, which is a good thing, because previously it wasn't so keen on getting specifics out of the player. And actually, I can even just dictate my messages without having to type them down, although it does take some time until my sentence appears on the screen. But so how about this? We want nothing in return. Now obviously we are not gaining anything from this deal, I just want to show you how to act on promises in this game, or how not to act to. And yet they accept it, and that is amazing. I will now tell them to declare war on Parma ASAP, and will send you armies. They accept this directive and they will begin the war shortly. And this was, if you remember, this was at the chat tab at the bottom left corner. We also have an action tab, and basically anything that you say in the chat tab could either be truth, lie, or something in between. But once you come to your actions, everything that you type down and is realistic will get executed. So for example, I could say that pretend to support Sardinia Piedmont, but as soon as they declare war on Parma, declare war on Sardinia Piedmont and march into their territory with the casus belli of protecting Parmanese, I think, independence. And there we go, we have now registered our first action for this turn. And let's say that we also want to do something completely ridiculous, like let's say that invite Trotsky for a dinner party, how about that? And then improve relations with the Papal States, why not? Let's just add some of these over here. Now we have our orders registered. Now to submit our orders and progress to the next turn, we need to go on the top right corner and click on the forward arrow icon. We could either skip a fixed amount of time, like 1 week, 1 month, 3 months, etc. We can also choose a custom time, like in 20 years. Or we could just jump to the next major event. For now, I would just like to show you how does jumping to the next major event works. So we click on this and the AI starts calculating our events in this alternative reality. And soon enough you should see these events popping up. Oh, look at this. First event, Sardinia Piedmont attacks Parma. Oh, we would like to intervene in that, but I'm not sure if that button works as I intended to. So let's just go to the next event. France betrays allies and declares war on Sardinia Piedmont. In a sudden and unexpected diplomatic reversal, France denounces the aggression of the Kingdom of Sardinia Piedmont against Parma. Utilizing the pretext of protecting the independence of a minor Italian state, France officially declared war on Sardinia Piedmont, marking a dramatic and aggressive entry into the Italian theater. And on the map, we can now see this army popping up in the French colors. Let's skip the time again. And we have also marched into a brand new territory, which I believe is Savoy. Yeah, it is. And we could even go further in time. Mexico advances on Texas. Interesting, we have a historical event in the mix. Carlist forces secure key Basque strongholds. Let's go even further in time. Chile and Argentina mobilizes against Peru, Bolivia. Very interesting. And French offensive enters Piedmont. We have now captured Nietzsche, I believe. Going a bit further in time, the Austrian Empire denounces our actions in Italy, but they probably won't do anything, so we are probably fine. And some more minor events, I won't really go over them right now. Ooh, Austrian ambassador to France requests emergency meeting, and they have begun a chat with us. This is what the game deemed as the next major event. So let's go to see the word on February the 25th, I mean. And we can now look at this brand new chat that was made by the Austrians. Austrian demand for Italian withdrawal. The Austrian Empire views the unprovoked French aggression against Sardinia Piedmont as a grave violation of the European concert. We formally demand an immediate ceasefire and complete withdrawal of all French forces from Sardinian territories. Failure to comply will necessitate a defensive, diplomatic, and potentially military counteraction to restore stability in Italy. Now actually I really do like this because when I played this game many months ago when it first came out, the AI didn't really react to your aggressive moves properly. It let you get away with a bunch of stuff, so I'm really happy to see how this has changed since then. And how would you want to react to this ultimatum is entirely up to you. You could get the Ottomans to help you, the Russians to help you, you could stand on your own, you could build up your military, you could do a bunch of stuff in this game if you want to. In a way, I like how this AI concept lets you manifest your ideas, which can be a lot harder in games that are more rigid by boundaries of pre-written game mechanics. However, what I found to be the worst about this game is how eventually the AI responses get somewhat repetitive, they become too predictable, and it just becomes way too easy to predict where they would go and how you could react to them. It doesn't stay interesting for long enough in my opinion, but as you can see, in this single turn we have only spent about 1 cent. So at this pace I could probably play on to 11 more runs before I would have to apply for the next day's bonus, or before I would have to actually buy anything to continue playing this game, which means that you could just have some fun with this game, test it out, see how it works for you, and then you could decide if it's too boring for you, if it fits you. But that's about it for my commentary, because I am desperately running out of things to say and I feel a little anxious about continuing to make these types of content after missing out so many months. So I guess I will see you next time, and I might be a little more confident in my abilities by then. Maybe you could hear my voice coming together a bit more, but I was glad to be here and I wish you all a very fun time.